A notice of motions, number 1, proposed by Councillor Pearce and seconded by Councillor Bastone. Councillor Pearce. When I find the right page.
Members, this is a motion which we have been asked by MHCLG to adopt in our council. Now, I don't have any problem with this, and the reason I haven't brought it before you before is that I have never detected any problem of this sort in the South Hams, and I hope I never will. But on the request from MHCLG to propose this unamended, put the motion before you. Are there any questions? Because if not, I will propose it. Okay, I propose the motion.
Seconded, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Pearce. Thank you, Councillor Hodge. Councillor Bastone. Sorry, I've got to find the right page. So, does anyone wish to enter into the debate, please? Councillor Sweet.
Thank you. This is really welcome, and now I sort of understand it's something directly from central government with their kind of wording and criteria. I would have liked to have made an amendment to ensure that all minority groups and all groups affected by the Holocaust and sort of and discrimination against all groups are included in this, but I do feel that I haven't prepared that. I'm not exactly sure what our current legislation is, but I really, so I can't really do that at this point, and I feel that this isn't something that we can amend directly because it has come down from central government. But it's something I'll look into and hopefully bring to the next council. And I wanted to thank members that said they would support what I put together, so I just really wanted to note that this is really great, but I think it needs to go a lot further into the future, but I need to sort of actually see where we are currently. Thank you.
So, Sweet, anyone else wish to make a comment or whatever? No? If Councillor Foss, you wish to speak? Thank you.
Yes, I do. I think one of the most difficult moments I've ever had in my lifetime was when I went into the Holocaust Museum in Jerusalem and saw that, and if anybody ever goes there, you'd understand why. And I think this is very important to make sure that we don't have ever anything like that happen again.
Thank you. Councillor Pearce, do you wish to say anything further before we take the vote?
I don't think there's a need, Madam Chairman. Thank you.
Thank you. So, favour, please show. Oh, thank you.
That's unanimous. Thank you, Chair.
Move on to the second motion, which is proposed by Councillor Chown and seconded by Councillor Hawkins. Councillor Chown, could you simply move your motion, please?
Yes, I move the motion, Chair.
Councillor Hawkins.
And second.
Thank you, Councillor Chown. Would you like to? Oh, Councillor Hawkins, actually, I think I'm supposed. Oh, Councillor Chown, you would like to introduce the motion.
Yes, thank you, Chair. So, can you hear me? Is that okay? Yeah. So the local electricity bill aims to solve the current problem whereby local renewable energy generators, such as community energy groups, are unable to sell energy that they generate to local people because of the huge setup and running costs involved in doing so. The bill would fix this problem by establishing a right to local supply that would make the cost of selling locally generated clean energy proportionate to the scale of the operation. This would benefit the existing community energy groups across the country and also the opportunity for huge growth in such groups and other local clean energy providers. If the bill became law, it would be excellent news for local authorities that wish to set up their own energy companies to sell locally generated renewable energy to local people, as the setup and running costs involved would be proportionate and thus a fraction of what they are now. The revenues received could be ploughed back into things like energy efficiency schemes and other local services and facilities. The bill was supported in the last Parliament by a cross-party group of 115 MPs, including Sir Gary Streeter. Perhaps the Totnes constituency MP, Anthony Mangnall, could be encouraged by ward members to add his support to the bill. Over 120 local councils and authorities have also backed the bill, including Wembury Parish Council and Holberton Parish Council. I understand many of us are fortunate enough to have community energy groups within our wards, more often than not having been created by a small group of incredibly passionate and dedicated volunteers. Young Community Energy, for example, have been involved in the creation of 2 solar farms that produce enough renewable energy to power all of the homes within the 5 local parishes. But under the current system, this energy gets sold back to the central grid. However, if this bill was passed, it would help Young Community Energy to achieve their vision of supplying the generated energy back to the local area, helping us achieve our carbon reduction goals and also bringing multiple benefits to the local community.
Councillor Chan, Councillor Hawkins, do you wish to speak at this moment in time?
Not at this time, thanks.
Thank you. I've got.
Would it help if we all wore labels?
Yeah.
I don't mind, because I'm useless with names myself. I think they're history from about a year ago, actually. I haven't seen them for a long time. They've got a bit tatty. I just wanted to comment on this, because I think it's a really good bill. We passed it, actually, last week or 2 weeks ago at Totnes Town Council, so you can add that to your list, Matt. And I think it's really, it recognises the value of local community energy companies and also that kind of link up. But one of the, and I'm actually support it, but I just wanted to make the point, just because we were talking about the LEP earlier, that the LEP potentially could play quite a significant role in this in terms of the work that they could do with the grid, because there is a need for a local link up with the grid, which is making it difficult for local renewable energy production to feed into the grid at the moment, because there isn't actually the way that we haven't got enough linkage to actually be able to send it out of this area, because this area, geographically is a very good place for producing renewable energy. So I think that this actually could perhaps have a double benefit, A, in terms of the message it gives, and hopefully the bill would go through it nationally. But secondly, that it actually gets people to more recognise how the grid works, because it's not just a straightforward stick your plug in the socket and switch it on. There's more to it, and in terms of renewable energy, it actually does need some upgrades and a recognition to operate at a local grid level as well as regional and national, in order to be able to completely avail of renewable energy without us having to have huge loads of batteries everywhere. So anyway, just to say I support it. Thank you very much.
Councillor Hodgson, Councillor Brown.
Thank you, Chairman. I'd just like to commend my fellow ward member, Councillor Chown, on bringing this forward to Council. Clearly, it's also backed by the MP for South West Devon, Sir Gary Streeter, and I'm more than happy to back this very positive motion.
Councillor Smurden.
Thank you, Chairman. Within the South Brent ward, we've got what is, I think, the largest renewable energy generating apparatus within South Hams. It's a 250 kilowatt wind turbine. That is managed by South Brent Community Energy Society, who I've spoken to and who would very much like to benefit from the measures that are proposed in this proposal. And they would like to add their support to it as well. Whilst we're talking about wind turbines, I was enraptured to watch the debate yesterday afternoon, whilst I was just about to have my tea, of the DM, and yes, there was a lot of discussion around what was actually a very small wind turbine. Sadly, it fell outside of, I think, national parameters or something, which meant that we had to refuse it. But it was heartening to see that I said to my wife, look at this, they're all going to vote for it, and lo and behold, they did. So I think what I'm trying to say in my long-winded way is that it's fine supporting this, but if we're going to, if we want to see more local societies like the South Brent one, I think we're going to have to look at our policies surrounding renewable energy and the provision of it. Thank you.
Councillor Smurden. Councillor Hawkins, would you wish to?
Can I just say, I think we should congratulate Matt for bringing this motion forward. I think we've all got to lobby all our MPs to ensure that this comes back to government and is actually passed as a law. We have got to change, as Councillor Smurden said, we've got to change some of our policies, because if we're going to take this seriously into the future, we've got to do that, and we've got to take seriously to change some of our policies so that the likes of wind turbines and local energy companies can be more supported.
Hawkins, if there are no more speakers, we will move to the vote. Mr. White, please, if you'd like to
Thank you,
take
Chair. All those in favour, please, members? That's unanimous. Thank you, Chair.
For that, we'll now move on to agenda item 11A, which is a reports of bodies, starting off with the Development Control meeting, which was held on the 4th of December. Councillor Brazil, please. Would you like to present the minutes?
Right, so present the minutes for 4th December.
That's correct.
Management Committee. I haven't got the pages here, I'm afraid.
Page 53 we're on.
All right, page 53, page 54, page 55, page 56, page 57, page 58, page 59, page 60, and page 61. So moved.
Thank you. All those in favour? Just, thank you.
Noted. Thank you, Chair.
Noted, thank you. We'll then move on to the next item. I've got it on here as executive on the 19th, but I think we already did that at the last council meeting. So it'll be Councillor Brazil again for the meeting on the 15th of January, please.
So, move the minutes for development management on the 15th of January. Page 75, page 76, page 77, page 78, page 79, so move, Chair.
Thank you for that. All in favour, just it's noted. Thank you. And then we move on to the joint overview and scrutiny meeting, which was held on the 23rd of January. Councillor Birch, please.
Hang on a minute, Chairman.
Hold the line, hold the line.
On page 78 of the development management minutes, but I couldn't get there in time. It says that members had a detailed discussion on this item, and with the ward members having attended a site inspection, were concerned that the wall was significantly higher than the previous wall. Now, that sounds like both the ward members were in agreement with the wall being significantly higher. I am not. I think the point of this was that the public view had been lost, and I dispute that fact.
Thank you. So you want that noted in the minutes, do you?
Yes.
Thank you. Mr. White, can we make a note of that, please?
That's fine. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Councillor Birch, thank you.
Well, my machine's just packed up.
It's gone to sleep, oh dear.
It's gone to no, it's not gone to sleep. It's just got. I know. Right, I move the minutes of the joint meeting of the Overview and Scrutiny Panel and the Development Management Committee held on the 23rd of January 2020. Page 81, page 82, page 83, page 84, page 85, page 86, and page 87. I so move.
That's noted. Thank you, Chair.
Very much. And on the meeting held on the 30th of January, the Licensing Committee, Councillor Brown, please.
No.
Of course.
Another ONS.
Oh, right.
Sorry,
Carry on,
I'm still
sorry.
here. I'm still here.
Sorry.
Right.
It's all right.
Move the minutes of the meeting of the Overview and Scrutiny Panel held on the 23rd of January 2020, page 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, 94. I so move.
That's noted. Thank you, Chair.
We then move on to the licensing committee held on the 30th of January with Councillor Brown to present the minutes, please. Thank you.
Members, I present the minutes of the Licensing Committee meeting held on the 30th of January this year, starting on page 95, page 96, and page 97. I so move.
That's noted. Thank you, Chair.
6th of February, Councillor Pearce, please, with recommendations.
Yes, Madam Chairman and members, I present the minutes of the Executive Committee held on the is it the 19th of December? No, it's not, is it?
I've got the 6th of February.
6th
yeah,
of
Thursday,
February, yes, sorry. Yep, I've got the 19th of December on my crib. So it's page, hang on, page 1, page 2, we're on the additional paper now, page 3, page 4, page 5, there is a recommendation to Council that the draft pre-application process, as outlined in Appendix 1 of the agenda report to the panel, be approved subject to the inclusion of the following revisions. 1, replacement of the word "we" with the term "the Council." 2, move the definition from the end to the beginning of the policy and 3 of the definitions, and 3, expand upon reference to disclosures in the policy.
All those in favour, please show.
Sorry, I did have a question a little bit late in the day. We're just whizzing through. I just had a question on page 6.
We haven't got there yet.
Have we not got to page
No,
6 yet?
no.
Okay.
So I'll continue. I am now on page 6. So,
Can I ask a question? I mentioned earlier about the harbour project I was asking about. I think this might be where the one I was talking about is, on page 6, capital programme monitoring. Number 3, council be recommended to increase the budget for White Strand. Again, is this the one you referred to earlier? I was thinking about the harbour office project with the public toilets and the covenant. Is this a different one, or is this the same one that I'm referring to? Do you know, Councillor Pearce?
This one here is White Strand.
Okay.
But, Chairman, we shall have to go into exempt into part 2 if there are any questions on this.
Actually, not there yet. We've got a recommendation 2 at the top of that page before we get down to that one. So if we could do the recommendation 2 at the top of page 6, please. All those in favour. Thank you.
That is clearly carried for the recommendation as per the screens. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Now if we can move on to E73-19 and the recommendation, or one recommendation with 2 parts to it there. So, do you wish to continue, Councillor O'Callaghan?
Yes, I just wanted some more information, if I can, about this. Sorry.
Need to go into part 2.
Okay.
Just a quick word.
Yeah.
Depends what information you need. Sorry.
Well,
yeah.
Yeah. Well, where is the? Where is it? It's basically, where's the information about what the the increase in budget is? Is it in the exempt? It's in part exempt B, is it? Because I mean, as I mentioned earlier, there's been it's been in the local press.
The information you require is in exempt Appendix B to the agenda report of the executive of the February executive meeting, so you can find it there.
So it can't be discussed, can it?
We shall have to go into exempt session if you want to discuss it. But if you'd like to discuss it with me afterwards, I'd be happy to do so.
yeah, I don't want to hold anybody up, but it is rather controversial.
Councillor Pearce has said she will speak to you and
Okay.
explain to you. Okay?
Fine, thanks.
Correct, thank you. Continue, Councillor Pearce. Or actually, we need to vote on those two recommendations. Yes? Yes. All those in favour of 2 and 3 under that item?
That is clearly carried.
Thank you. Councillor Pearce, if you'd like to.
Yes, I'll continue. Page 7, all those have been dealt with by the business today. And page 8, the capital budget, that's also dealt with by today's business. Page 9, page 10, there is the recommendation about the EV charging points. Have I missed one at the top of page 10? I beg your pardon. Oh, heck. Community, yes. Oh, the setting up, it was then resolved, but it's not to count. Oh, the executive recommends to council that form a community benefit society and delegate all of the authority needed to undertake due diligence and establish, yes, CBS. You've got it on the screen in front of you, so it's that one we're looking at now. Yes, thank you.
That's 25 in favour. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Anyone abstentions or against or whatever?
Nope.
Well, Jackie did.
That's with 1 abstention and 1 against. Thank you, Chair.
So now we're on page 10, where there's a recommendation to do with the electric vehicle charging points, as before you.
In favour of that, please show. Thank you very much.
That's unanimous
All
for that
in
recommendation.
favour?
Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. And then the last bit on page 11.
Finally, on page 11, there's the recommendation about the IT renewals, which is number 2 at the top of page 10.
11.
11, I'm sorry.
Yes, yes. Yeah. Thank you very much. All those in favour of that one? No. Thank you very much. All.
You carried that recommendation. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you very much. Not sure. Yes. Thank you very much. That brings us to the end of the meeting today. I thank you all for your attendance. The coffee and tea and scones are in the members' room, and the lemon drizzle cake.